Welcome to another session of the Business Renovator. I'm Coach Bill. I'm your host. Really, I am here. So today I wanted to talk about Mastermind and the power of that. But before I do that, I wanted to share this book by my friend, Brian Monahan, author. You can get this book on Amazon. And today being September 11th, the quote from this book today, the book being Customer Delight 365. Kind words can be short and easy to speak, but their echoes are truly endless. Mother Teresa. So Brian's take on that is, unfortunately, the same is true for less than kind words or less than kind service. What kind of echo will you choose for your customer's eternity, disappointment or delight? So on that note, let's jump into masterminds. Find my bookmark. There we go. So yeah, masterminds. That's my first exposure to masterminds was in a book, the works of Napoleon Hill, in a book he published and authored, Think and Grow Rich. And it's one of the success laws that he talks about. And I am part of a couple of mastermind groups, but the most unique one is called a Megamind group. And we do things a little bit differently, but the premises are very similar to a mastermind. And some of those things would, in order to have a great mastermind, you need to determine who are the best people to be part of your mastermind. You need to have rules of engagement. They're not hard, fast rules that work the same for every particular group, but you need to have rules of engagement. So a couple of ideas. Some basic rules would be to have and maintain a positive mental attitude, to share ideas and opinions openly and be brutally honest, also respectful, but brutally honest, ask lots of questions, encourage discovery, and supporting people, to give everyone a chance to speak. Each member of the group is important, to be diligent in your efforts, to encourage and support each other in a positive growth sort of way. You don't want to be somebody who takes the wind out of somebody's sails. So one of the examples of a mastermind group that I got involved with and landed me on the beaches of Portugal was around this time last year, a little later in September, and we got together. We were there for about 7 or 8 days, and there's lots of great stories that came out of it, some really good lessons. And what I want to do is share some pictures of what happened as a result of going to Portugal. So here we go, sharing the screen. So to start off with, this particular image showed up in and around the time that I was going to go to Portugal. And so I wanted to share that with you. It's really important to be careful what we say to ourselves. So here's one way to say some things to you that are supportive for you. I am loving, I am strong, I am intelligent, I am beautiful, I am handsome, I am kind, I'm brave, I'm fun, and I'm creative. Those are just samples. But if you were to use that in your own mind, you'd master your self-talk. So moving right along, you're going to be blown away by some of the images that I'm going to share with you here today. At least I think you are. I was blown away being there. This is a sample of the beaches we were on. And so we would have our mastermind sessions at different places. And one of the places we had them was on a beach. And this all started in my local area in Calgary, where I'm from. And I'm friends with a wonderful woman, Jackie, who's the CEO of Pure Potentials. She set this all up. So Airbnb, here's where we stayed. Now, I couldn't find the pictures of the pool, unfortunately. The pool's in through this gate and to the left. But this facility, this home, this mansion in Portugal had, if I remember, 6 bedrooms with 6 bathrooms, a great big great room for meeting and gathering, and we had many mastermind sessions there. Every day somebody would speak and talk about what it is they do. I had an opportunity to do that as well. It was just absolutely wonderful. The wonderful people that I met there, and some were people I knew from my own city, but hadn't known them at that level. It was very amazing. Another view of the terrible places we had to go. We had to go. And this tree, I don't know what kind of tree it is. I think it's a pine tree, but I might be wrong. But it's unique. I've never seen one like this anywhere else in the world that I've been to. Again, here we are we had to walk down this long path to that terrible looking beach. Of course, I'm being facetious. Look at how beautiful that is. There's Scott Hutchinson. He's actually taking a bunch of photos in the one to the left here. And there's a shot of what he was taking. There's a boat out there that takes people to look at the, excuse me, takes people out to look at the caves that are underneath. And here in a few shots like these caves. So we actually rented those kayaks. You can see the tips of our kayaks there at the bottom. And we were out in the open water, and we kayaked into this opening. It's been washed away. I believe it's limestone, and the water and the wind has created these caverns, these caves. This is looking up into the opening at the top of the area. So where we were walking down into the towards the beaches, this is what we would see at the top. You could actually stand over top of some places and look at the pothole, I'd call it, and look into the water down below. And just another shot of the washed out cavern and the ocean coming in. Anyway, that's Portugal. So big deal. What has that got to do with Mastermind? Well, as I mentioned before, it all happened because of hanging out with like-minded people. Jackie put on organized this trip, and being that I'm part of her 6-pillar speakers coaching company, it's one of the services we provide. She organized this trip for all of us to go and talk about business, explore the world a little bit. So have an opportunity to learn from a bunch of different people about a number of different things, from technology to marketing, sales, speaking, and being a really good coach. All of that came out of Mastermind. So another group that I'm involved with currently is Megaminds, and we do something similar, except we haven't gone to Portugal. But who knows what can come out of the Mastermind group that you're part of or that you create. It's amazing the power that comes out of the multitude of minds. Going back over some of my notes here, remember to determine who are the best people to be in your group, in your mastermind. How often are you going to meet? How long will you meet? Will it be live and in person? And in today's world, more likely to be more virtual than in live and in person. However, that's not always the case, depending where you're at and your comfort levels with that sort of thing. You'll be able to tap into the power of the minds, the additional minds that are there. What I find is, even if you have just what has happened to me, and when I ask it, does it happen to you? Have you ever been in a situation, had gone for a coffee, a meal, and visited with a friend, and you were just talking about some things, and maybe you offered up a dream you had, an idea you had, and you talked about it back and forth, and between the two of you actually came up with something profound or something you had never even considered before. I had a situation like that with a consultant that I work with. He's part of my team, and we were out having a session out in the early days of COVID-19, and we sat outside, socially distanced, and I posed an idea that I had, and I was trying to figure out what the name of this thing I was doing should be. And I told him the outline of what I was doing. So what I was thinking of doing is creating a course, and part of the course is to look at all of your past successes, create a success list, and as a result of that, pull off your top 10. So that's building up your efficacy and your causative power. And then the other part was to write out your ideal story. What would you like your life to be like? You have all the resources, and write it like you would be the author of, like imagine yourself as Stephen King, and you write a novel, and it goes from the beginning to the end. It's total fantasy, of course. So we want you to do the same sort of thing. What's your Stephen King-like novel? But the thing is, you're the character, you play the main role. You get to include everybody and anything that you want, where you want to travel, whether it's Portugal or your backyard or swimming pools or whatever you want to do. And what sort of timeline do you think you'd like to have that kind of life? So essentially, it's inventing your ideal future life. So you marry the two of them together, and I couldn't come up with a name. And so I was telling him all about this, and at the end of it, we came up with an ideal name, which I'm not going to share right now because it'll take the thunder out of the course I'm working on. But I'm putting the course together based on those kind of content so that you'll be able to do the same sort of thing, and making it available here sometime later this year. So masterminding. If you're not in one, start one. Get like-minded people, meet on a regular basis, have a set of rules and guidelines that you want to run by, and then do it. Support each other the best you can. You'll be amazed at how much faster you'll reach your goals and have a lot of fun along the way. Remember, I'm Coach Phil at the Business Renovator. If you ever have any questions that you would like to ask, shoot me an email to Phil at Coach Phil, as you can see above there, and I'd be happy to respond. If I don't have the answer, I'll find somebody who has the answer. Maybe we'll invite them to come onto one of these sessions. Have a marvelous day.